Hello out there. If you're watching, I am Davis. I record under the name Striking Ghosts, and this is a little series I've put together since it's still hard to find venues at which I can play and do the solo singer-songwriter thing. So why not just set up, put some cool backgrounds behind me, and play some original songs. Just me and the guitar. You might hear a little percussion along the way. And then tell you some stories behind these songs that I wrote, if you're interested, and have some fun that way. Um, so I'll be playing about 5 songs in this session, and the first song is called "Deep Inside." I wrote it many a year ago uh, for for my cat. I had a cat. I didn't have a lot of pets that I could really say I had growing up as a kid. I did have a cat for a while. We, when I was married, we adopted her, and we adopted her from a house across the street because she kept crossing the street, and we were afraid she'd get run over. We adopted her. We took her in. She was our cat. She passed away, and I was very sad, as any pet owner can relate to. But I also, when I do this song live, I like to say to a lot of people, and I got to make sure this microphone's working, so excuse me. Got to make sure I'm on and you can hear me nicely and loudly and super clearly. So, um, I dedicate this to anybody who's lost any person, any being in his or her life, and you carry that memory and you carry that person's essence with you for the rest of yours. So that's what the song's about. I released it as a single off of my debut album, Thank God for Your Mother, and it's called Deep Inside. I want so much to see you today, but you have traveled so far away. I will not get to touch you again, no matter how much I pray. Sometimes the shadows are all that show. It gets too dark to fight or go, but then I feel you in my heart. You light my path like a distant star. You will always be. You will always be. You'll always be. You will always be inside of me. Inside of me. The tears well up at your photos. The same goes for the videos. But knowing you are here on that film takes me to the survivor's realm. You will always be. You will always be. Yeah, you'll always be. You will always be inside of me. Deep inside of me. Deep inside of me. Deep inside of me. Thank you so much for being there. You taught me how to love and care. I hope that you can see me up high. I hope to keep your spirit alive. You will always be. You will always be. Yeah, you'll that is Deep Inside from Thank God for Your Mother. That was from Indy, as I said before, but it's also, you can relate it to anyone that you lost, or any pet or any creature you've lost. So that's Deep Inside. So let's play some other Striking Ghost songs. This is Oil and Water. This was a song that didn't kind of fit with what was going on with the Thank God for Your Mother track list that I put together, but I still enjoyed the song very much. Baby, it's got me in the creek. Every day I try to look good, but you know I'm getting sick. I'm going through an emotional eclipse. Some days I wear a white hood, on others I'm being lynched. And I feel it. Yeah, I feel it deep inside. Yeah, I feel it. It rushes over me like a tide. I wanna give you all my dark and deep desires. Every time I strip down low, my soul ignites a fire. Yeah, I do. I can't wait for life to win. But I'm overreacting. This striped heart of mine will mend. Whoa, I feel it deep inside. Yeah, I feel it swallows up all my pride. I wanna get inside all the women on this earth. I wanna enter the womb and start over from birth. I wanna build myself an everything I can. I wanna be one race, just straight in somewhere. And I feel it, yeah, I feel it deep inside. Yeah, I feel it, I feel it deep inside. Oh, I feel it. Feel it deep inside. I feel it. Do you know what it is to be black and white? You know me, babe. I am oil in the water. You know me, babe. I am oil in the water. You know me, babe. I am oil in the water. Woo! You know me, babe. I am oil, oil. I am oil and water. I am oil and water. Thanks for listening to that. That is Oil and Water. I really like playing that song. There's a lot of autobiographical stuff going on in there, so it's a fun song to play. Sometimes play it live. I don't think I play it live that much. Anyway, this next song is not a Striking Ghost original. It is actually a cover, but it's a significant song for me personally because it was written by a dear friend of mine at the time. She is a songwriter. She had melodies, she had great lyrics. She just needed me to put chords, and etc., mostly chords, to her songs, and it was really fun. It really gave me, there are some projects where you might collaborate with somebody or might be quote unquote hired or whatever as a creative person, and it can really boost what you feel. Um, you know, most of my life I've recorded Striking Ghost is a solo project. I've not played in a lot of bands, but I have played every now and then. I played in Dear 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 Gypsy's band. Gypsy was her name, and I played in her band for a short time as a keyboardist. And I played with other people, every now and then. But in terms of seriously recording and all that stuff, I'm pretty much a solo guy. Um, so when you work with somebody else and he or she, they like your work, it really can just it can really make you feel like you're doing something right. And so when I worked with her and I was helping flesh out these songs and putting chords to the songs and trying to shape the songs, and work with her on what she really had because she had so much great material. I said, I want to record one of these songs for my first EP, First Step, and I did. I ended up putting this song on First Step. It's called Heaven Is You. She wrote the lyrics, she wrote the melody. I just kind of fleshed it out with some chords. You took away the lonely days of my life. It's always you've been waiting for. Yeah, I can see right through your soul. Will you dream of me before you go? Each time you leave, your magic lingers on. Even then, till I feel you in my arms again, I wait like a statue in the rain. And for all that my heart will ever know is romance. Heaven is you, as pure as you are. What I see in you is only written in the stars. Heaven is you, for you saved my life. I promise I'll be true. Together we can burn the sky. Yeah. You took away the rainy days of my life. It was all you waited for. Yeah, it's here. Dance streets of gold. And will you remember me when the birds are packed and gold? And will you sail with me to strange countries that I've never known? Even then, till I feel you in my arms again, I'll wait like a statue in the rain. And for all that my heart will ever know is romance. Heaven is you, as pure as you are. What I see in you is only written in the stars. Heaven is you, for you saved my life. I promise I'll be true. Together we can burn the sky. Oh, what's it be without you? Days and nights would only pass. Yeah, I'm cold, and my soul could shatter like glass. Heaven is you, as pure as you are. What I see in you is only written in the stars. Heaven is you, for you saved my life. I promise I'll be true. Together we can burn the sky. Yeah, 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 yeah. Heaven is you, as sacred as you are. What I see in you, I could only find traveling the skies. Yeah, heaven is you, as beautiful as you are. What I see in you, my little angel, sent from afar. Heaven is you. Yeah, that's a fun one. I really enjoyed her songwriting. Um, we worked on a few of her songs together, and that was one of my favorites. But she's a great songwriter, and when I was able to do this and flesh out the song, and sing it and everything, it made me feel good. Like, oh wow, I can do this. I can work with someone, and it was a lot of fun. So Heaven is you. Okay, so the next song. I think about a lot of things when I play this next song. I have yet to actually play it live because I was playing a, live a lot up until about 2019, and as you know, big things happened in the spring of 2020, and so everybody, people like me, we just didn't get a chance to play. But if you were like me, you got a lot of time to create stuff. So I had, I think after getting over the initial panic of what the heck was going on, I started to write. And at first, I wrote kind of as a joke. I didn't even have a plan in mind, but then it became obvious that this time that we were going through was a great outlet. I could use music as a conduit for what I was feeling. And I wrote, a series of EPs. I actually I actually wrote one, thought it was done. Then I had more stuff coming up because of the whole thing that was going on. So I wrote a second EP and I thought, okay, well, I know where this is headed. I want to make a trilogy. And I was able to, have some other thoughts and observations and whatnot. And I was able to come up with three EPs. I thought, okay, that's good. And then we had another turn of events as you know, we had the vaccine whole thing that didn't go as planned with everybody. So I I came up with yet another EP. So there, if you look online, if you look on Spotify and streaming thing, you'll see Striking Ghost has four EPs: Epidemic 2, the second wave, Epidemic 3, Fingers Salute, Epidemic 4, Crying Out Loud. Anyway, this is from the first one. Yeah, it's from the first one. So this is one I hope you can relate to because we thought this was how things were going to be for good. And in a way, some of these things haven't changed, and who knows? I mean, terrifying to think some of these things could happen again. So this is the new normal. Another day, wake up with nothing planned. Those with essential jobs really don't understand. So get up, get dressed, get in line outside the grocery store. All I see is the out of what I needed the night before. Go back home, call a friend, binge watch TV, finding out the latest changes on the news and the newest decrees. This is the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. For now, this is the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. For now. Afternoon, go out, get something to eat. No dining, only take out, and no one's on the street. If someone's near, out of fear, practice social distancing. If you see a crowd, they're simply stupid or not listening. Go back home, wash and scrub, and take in more news. Little information, just repetition and divisive views. This is the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. But now, this is the new normal, the new normal. Yes, the new normal, but now. Oh, why go out? Every building's closed. Can't shop for anything like books or toys or clothes. Anxiety starts, no job. And how much can I spend? Lockdowns in place for 4 weeks with an option to extend. Tomorrow's plan is to just stay in, go out as little as possible. Busy ourselves in our home is better than being hooked up to a ventilator in a hospital. This is the new normal, the new normal, the new is the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. But now, this is the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. But now, this is the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. But now, we're strong. But for how long? But now we're strong. But for how That's the new normal. When I sing that, I think about all those things that we went through. And, I wrote, I wrote that whole EP, obviously. I wrote that in 2020. So, yeah, I think about that. And that was, man, it's like pick your adjective. That was insane. Yeah, that's the one I can think of right now. Like a movie. Anyway, so the last song for this session is Thoughts and Prayers. It's a first single, I think, off of From a State of Flowers. And that album, to me, has such a interesting history. I'm pretty sure I totally forgot that I wrote a bunch of songs when I went to Miami, where my mother grew up for some of her life. When I went to Miami with my mom, I had a lot of downtime. And it was great to just hang out. We were luckily enough we were able to stay at a friend of a friend's place right there, right on South Beach. So it's humid. You don't want to go out all the time. You want to stay in, just take in the AC. So a few years later, after this trip, I discovered all these songs that I had written on this trip, and if I may say so, in my humble opinion, I thought they were quite good. And I thought, I got to record these. And I did. And I actually, if you look on Spotify, I did re-record a lot of them, and I'll be releasing the other ones that I re-recorded, because at first I recorded them in a very different way than I usually record. I tried an experiment, let's put it that way. And I like the results, but I like what I did with the remix version, if you will, later. So both are valid. But this song is Thoughts and Prayers. All alone in your room, waiting for the night to start soon. Oh, and luck hasn't been on your side, and the moon just turned the tide. Oh, I wonder what it feels like. Oh, I wonder what it feels like. The fear remains the same, and the path of life may never change. It sinks in, reach trapped in a cage, so nice on the outside, but our inside seethed with rage. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know what it feels like when you don't think anybody cares. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there when you find life to be unfair. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there when you don't think anybody cares. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there when you find life to be unfair. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there. I may be a trillion miles away from a family, though we share no DNA. I'll do everything that I can possibly do to make it known that I cherish you. And I think I know what it feels like. And I think I know what it feels like when you don't think anybody cares. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there when you find life to be unfair. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there when you don't think anybody cares. My thoughts and prayers are there when you find life to be unfair. Just know my thoughts and prayers. when you don't think anybody cares. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there when you find life to be unfair. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there when you don't think anybody cares. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there when you find life to be unfair. Just know my thoughts and prayers are there. That's Thoughts and Prayers from A State of Flowers. From A State of Flowers is the name of the album. So that's the end of this session. Thanks so much, if you're still there, for listening to some of the stories behind these Striking Ghosts originals, and one not Striking Ghosts original, one written by Dreamer Love DuPre, Heaven Is You. And we'll see you here next time, I hope, for more songs that I will be playing that are Striking Ghosts originals. And until then, keep being creative yourself and take care.